Hey guys, welcome to a new video here on the channel, and in this new video, we will see a new story called Vegeta X Android 18. As the name itself says, this story will tell how it would be if the original story Trunks had traveled in time and with that changed some things along them with Vegeta will be in love with Android 18, and you will see this incredible romance now. So grab a bucket of popcorn and your soda and come with me, and of course don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you think of the story. Well, without further ado, let's start following this incredible story. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on planet Earth, it was possible to see a house on top of a mountain. This house had been created by Vegeta a few years ago so that he could live in peace because Vegeta did not like other people very much, and especially the humans, because Vegeta always thought of the humans as worms and weak who didn't know their place in the world. And because of that, Vegeta lived far away from humans, but not far enough because sometimes he needed to go to the city center for various reasons. And currently it was possible to see that Vegeta was in the garden of his house looking at the sky while thinking about everything that had happened in his life, as a prince of a race of warriors to later become only a servant of Frieza. Vegeta had been defeated by his current rival Kakarot, also known as Son Goku. He was also known as a legendary Saiyan, or that's what everyone thought, until Vegeta also achieved the feat of transforming into a Super Saiyan. At the time, the androids appeared, and it was at that time that the Prince of Saiyan's life has changed. Vegeta thought, "It's been a few years since the android appeared, and Kakarot and I had to eliminate them, especially that insect Cell, who thought he would be a perfect android. Cell kept saying something about being a perfect android, but because of me, Cell couldn't. He didn't become a perfect being because, as he had explained, he needed to absorb Android 18. But since I didn't let him do that, me and Kakarot managed to defeat him. And the funny thing is that everyone thought that Gohan was the one responsible for defeating Cell. But that didn't matter anymore. After all, this planet was still alive because I was responsible for weakening Cell. And just know that I always feel better," thought the Prince of Saiyans while giving a slight smile and looking at the sky full of clouds. A mysterious voice spoke. "Daddy?" said a little girl with blonde hair, approaching Vegeta, who got up and picked up the girl and placed her in his lap. Vegeta said, "What's up, Maron?" asked the Saiyan while he looked at his daughter. Maron said, "Mom is calling you to eat, and by the way, look what I learned to do yesterday," said the little girl with blonde hair, concentrating, and then Maron managed to transform into a Super Saiyan, surprising Vegeta. Vegeta said, "Incredible, daughter. I didn't expect less from you," said the proud Saiyan of his daughter. A mysterious voice said, "It had to be our daughter. Congratulations." "Maron," a female voice spoke, attracting the Saiyan's attention. Vegeta said, "Android 18, our daughter is really amazing," said the Saiyan while looking at his wife with blonde hair. Vegeta thought, "Who knew that in the end I would end up with Android 18, and think that all this started with a kiss she had given me just to tease me, and in the end I ended up forming a family with Android 18, thought the Prince of Saiyans as he remembered how his life had completely changed. Years ago. Going back in time to a few years ago, at the time when the androids appeared, which were days before the first appearance of Cell, it was possible to see Vegeta very tired because of last fight against the androids. Behind Vegeta were Tenshin, Piccolo, and Krillin, who were knocked out on the ground and badly injured. The only one who was still standing and conscious was Vegeta, who was very tired and injured and very out of breath because of the fight. Vegeta thought, "Damn, these androids are stronger than I thought. I thought that their strength was similar to that of other fat androids, but I ended up destroying some time ago. But I was wrong. These damn androids are very strong, especially that one called android number 17, and the blonde who's called android number 18. The other android number 16 doesn't seem to be as strong as the one too, but I can't say if I'm right or not because I haven't fought him yet. So I don't know your level of power," thought the Prince of Saiyans while he breathed heavily and looked at the androids. Android 18 was the one that was most injured. It was possible to see that by the wounds and also by clothes that were destroyed. Android 17 said, "Look, those companions of yours are still alive, and I think you should give that seed of the gods, since Saiyans can't live without them. If not, they will end up dying, which would be a regrettable loss. And so, will you, or should you do that, since you are known to be the great Prince of the Saiyans?" said the android in a pure tone of irony and sarcasm, while looking at Vegeta, who was getting more and more irritated with these androids. Vegeta spoke. "Why are you saying that? You want us to recover so we can face each other again? Is that it?" said the Prince of Saiyans with a tone of irritation in his voice, something that made the androids laugh. Android 17 said, Maybe not. We don't want to face you now. We would like you to get stronger so that you can give us more of an exciting fight. After this whole fight was boring, and I couldn't even have fun. At least I could. How weak the Prince of Saiyans is. Ha 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 ha. Now we will have to go. After all, we have to look for the house of that Son Goku guy, said the android, looking at Vegeta, who didn't like the way the android was referring to him. Android 16 said, "We need to get out of here. This place is not very busy, so it will be very difficult for a car or person to pass through here, and we need to find Son Goku's house to eliminate him at once." Android spoke while looking around, and he did not feel the presence of any being other than those already in the place. Android 18 said, "I agree, and I would like to get out of this place and go after some new clothes, because mine are pretty torn and that's bothering me," said the blonde woman while looking at her android allies and then looking at her clothes that were torn because of the battle against the warriors, especially Vegeta, who was the only one who could really give her fun. While the androids were talking to each other, Vegeta was kneeling on the ground feeling pain all over his body, and not only that, but Vegeta was feeling a great anger for having been humiliated like that, because not even Goku and Frieza had humiliated him like that. And this made Vegeta increasingly irritated. After all, those beings in front of him only saw him as an insignificant insect that did not even deserve their attention, much less be killed by their hands. Vegeta thought, "I'm that weak, that they should pity me and disgust me with my weakness? No, I'm the Prince of the Saiyans and not a child who will keep his head down," thought the Prince of Saiyans, turning into a Super Saiyan and advancing against Android 18. Android 18 noticed the increase in Vegeta's power, and when Vegeta was very close to her, Android 18 took a step to the side, dodging Vegeta's blow and then landing a punch in Vegeta's abdomen, followed by a kick in the Saiyan's face, which made him go long and go back to his base form. Android 18 said, "I think I underestimated you, Vegeta. Even being in that state, you can still get up and try to attack me, so I have to say that is impressive," said the blonde, looking at the Prince of Saiyans, who was now trying to get up again, but the most the Saiyan was getting was to get on his knees before that woman. Android 18 said, "Number 18, let's get out of here. We have to find Son Goku's house, and you said you want to go change your clothes, so we'll do it soon, so we can look for Son Goku's house and kill him," said the android to his sister, who started walking towards them, but she stopped suddenly and turned around, and went to Vegeta and placed a kiss on the side of his cheek, leaving the Saiyan confused by it. Android 18 spoke. "Take this as a reward for your persistence in facing us. I'll be looking forward to our future fight, Vegeta, so evolve and come after us before we have killed your companion Son Goku. Until then, become stronger, and maybe I will give you some more kisses as a reward," said the blonde android in a provocative way, while she approached her fellow androids, and soon they flew away, leaving the Z fighters utterly defeated and Vegeta on the ground. Vegeta thought, "What? Did she kiss me? And what is that strange sensation? This is very strange. I never felt this way. Never mind, it shouldn't be a big deal. Now I have to focus on getting stronger, so I can defeat those damn androids and not be humiliated by anyone anymore. Especially Android 18. Thought the Prince of Saiyans, not knowing what exactly he was feeling. He only felt his cheeks warm. Vegeta now had a goal that was to defeat the androids, and for that, he would have to get stronger on planet Earth. Currently on planet Earth, more precisely in the Capsule Corporation, it was possible to see most of the Z-Warriors gathered, including the Saiyan who came from the future to be able to save Son Goku from being killed by a disease that had no cure in that timeline. But in the future of that Saiyan called Trunks had this cure. Trunks is actually the son of Vegeta and Bulma in his timeline. That might or might not exist in the future in that timeline that Trunks was in, because according to Bulma, traveling in time could change several decisive factors. So maybe the Trunks who is in front of everyone, maybe he won't be born in this timeline. But the Bulma of the present was sure that Trunks would be born. After all, she was pregnant, because Bulma had already had an affair with Vegeta in recent times. So Bulma was sure she was pregnant, but that was something only Bulma knew at the time. Now focusing more on Vegeta, it was possible to see that the Prince of Saiyans was in a more isolated corner with some bandages around his body. Vegeta was reflecting on the latest events and especially on the kiss he had received from Android 18. Vegeta didn't, he was no child, and he knew very well what it was like to feel physical attraction for another person, so much so that he ended up with Bulma a few times in recent times. But his encounters with Bulma were just to fulfill his carnal desires, which Vegeta was understanding because the kiss of an enemy had so shaken him. The androids were nothing but their enemies, so why was Vegeta feeling any different when he got to thinking about the blonde-haired android? And why would she leave his thoughts for even a second? Vegeta thought, "Why can't I get that Android 18 out of my head? It's been a while since she kissed my cheek, but why am I still thinking about it? I've had several women over time, and I've even been with Bulma. And according to what that boy named Trunks told me, he must be my future child with Bulma. So that means she will have my child in this current timeline. But that doesn't mean that me and her need to be together, let alone marry her. Will I stay with Bulma or will I stay with another woman? Maybe I'll stick with Android 18. No, I would never fall in love with an enemy and especially a human-looking robot," thought the Prince of Saiyans while looking at the sky and thinking of android number 18 in a more loving way, and that was something strange and new for the Prince of Saiyans, and thanks to that, he didn't know how to act in that situation. Goku said, "Hey Vegeta, are you alright? Bulma and the rest of the Z fighters told me that you've been acting weird ever since the day you were defeated by the androids. Are you okay?" asked the Saiyan, and also Vegeta's rival as he approached the Prince of Saiyans and quickly took number 18 out of his thoughts. Vegeta said, "I'm fine, Kakarot. Actually, I'm the one who should ask you that, since the androids are wanting to kill you, and the reason we still don't know, maybe that Dr. Gero has programmed the androids to kill you. And from what Trunks said, he also told me that you've been killed in this timeline because of your heart disease. However, I still can't calm down with the fact that I was also killed by those androids," said the Prince of the Saiyans in a more irritated tone, because knowing that his other self from Trunks' timeline had been killed by the androids, and that made Vegeta very angry. Goku said, "Vegeta, I heard that the androids defeated you, and they just didn't kill you because they didn't want to. Is that true?" Vegeta spoke, "Kakarot, you must have muscles instead of your brain. When we first saw Trunks, he revealed that he came from the future, where you were dead from a disease. I already died because I was weak. So it's true here in the present I was defeated, and they left me alive, and that makes me extremely angry. Trunks came from the future to prevent our world from becoming the same as his, and that's why he came to bring his medicine to heal you. So Kakarot, I'm fine physically, but my pride is more hurt than ever, and not even Frieza humiliated me as much as those damn androids," said the Prince of the Saiyans, revealing the reason for his anger and frustration. Goku said, "Ah, okay. Now I understand, or I think I understand at least. By the way, Krillin ended up telling me after he broke up a little before the other Z fighters, and he told me that android number 18, who has blonde hair, ended up kissing you on the cheek, and that you seem to be really weird about that. Don't tell me you don't like Bulma anymore and now you're liking that woman," Goku said, teasing his rival, who ended up feeling ashamed when he heard the name of the blonde-haired android. Vegeta said, "Don't be an idiot, Kakarot. I don't love Bulma. But I don't love another woman either. Or have you already forgotten we're enemies and she's probably responsible for my death in Trunks' future? So do you really think I'd end up liking that woman who killed me on the line of Trunks' time?" Goku said, "Come on, Vegeta, she can be our enemy now, but she can also be our ally in the future. You see, most of my friends today have already tried to kill me, and that includes you. So that android with blonde hair could be our ally in the future, and if that happens, you can stay with her if you wish. Of course, it could even be her who had killed you in Trunks' world, but that was her world. In our world, everything can be different. So if you want something, go after it. And even though I think Bulma will be upset about it, but one day she will get over you. After all, Bulma has surpassed Yamcha, and she said that she was in love with him and the love of her life, ha ha ha," said the Saiyan, leaving Vegeta surprised, because Goku had said something very intelligent, and that left Vegeta speechless for a few minutes. Vegeta said, "Look, there were few times, and when I say few times, I mean that it is extremely rare for you to say something intelligent. Most of the time you say stupid things, but sometimes you manage to speak in such an intelligent way that it leaves me speechless and really curious to know why you're not like that all the time. If you were like that most of the time, our lives would be much better, ha ha ha," said the Prince of Saiyans, looking at Goku, who didn't understand that very well, but he knew that Vegeta was calling him an ass in a more sophisticated way. Goku said, Look, to be honest, I didn't understand anything you said. I just know that you called me stupid in some way. Anyway, let's put that aside and go to BULMA to get some battle and training equipment, because as you noticed, even though we fought using our Saiyan transformations, we weren't able to defeat or seriously injure those androids. So we need to train to get stronger, and with that, defeat the androids once and for all. And since Chi-Chi is with her family, I can train without worrying about them. And of course, we won't defeat android number 18 because we don't want to leave you single for the rest of your life after all. Even you need to have a wife, and I noticed that you're interested in her, said the Saiyan while teasing Vegeta a little. Vegeta said, "Kakarot, I'm going to kill you, you bastard," said the Prince of Saiyans, very irritated while transforming into Super Saiyan, and went after Goku, who ran out of that place. With that, we'll end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes in the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on another day, guys.